From a fish with overly vibrant colors that make it seem unreal, to another that eats rocks and excretes sand to form beaches, as if that weren't weird enough, this fish also sleeps inside a bubble of its own mucus, including others like this fish that has wings but can't fly, or another that also has wings and does fly, and many more. These are the 15 weirdest fish ever discovered. Number 15. Mandarin fish. The mandarin fish is surely one of the most vibrantly colored and visually striking fish in the ocean. With its wildly bright patterns of orange, yellow, green, and blue, these small fish, reaching only about 2 to 3 inches in length, are found in tropical coral reefs across the Indo-Pacific. What makes the mandarin fish so unusual is its almost psychedelic coloration. Unlike any other known fish species, its body produces blue pigment through special chromatophore cells, a highly rare trait in vertebrates. This vivid mix of colors may seem beautiful to our eyes, but serves an important purpose: to signal toxicity and deter predators. The mandarin fish lacks protective scales, instead coated in a thick mucus that smells terrible and tastes foul. The mucus is thought to be poisonous if consumed or introduced into a wound. The colorful display warns potential predators to stay away from this little fish. Even its spines are sharp and venomous. Another oddity is the mating ritual of the mandarin fish. At dusk, the males put on spectacular courtship dances to attract females. Successful pairs will then rise up in the water column while clinging together, releasing egg and sperm clouds in a quick burst before parting ways. While amazingly hued, the mandarin fish is shy and elusive. It spends its days camouflaged amongst coral branches or hidden in the sand, only emerging at night to feed on small invertebrates. This fish is unfortunately sought after for aquariums, but rarely thrives in captivity. Number 14. Humphead wrasse. With its massive body, odd facial features, and unique behaviors, the humphead wrasse stands out as one of the weirdest fish in the sea. These giant reef fish grow up to 6 feet long and can weigh over 400 pounds, making them impressively huge. But it's the prominent hump on their forehead that really catches your eye and gives them their name. Their thick, fleshy lips are also strangely human-like. Humphead wrasses undergo a dramatic transformation as they mature, starting life as females and then some becoming males later on. It's amazing that they can actually change genders. These fish also have amazing face recognition abilities. They can identify other individual wrasses, which helps them develop long-term social bonds. One Japanese diver even befriended a humphead wrasse named Yoriko and visited her for over 25 years. He would give her an affectionate kiss each time they met up, showing how intelligent and personable these fish can be. On top of their bizarre looks and behaviors, humphead wrasses eat toxic animals like crown-of-thorn starfish that would sicken other fish. It's mind-blowing that they can safely consume these venomous creatures and thrive. Number 13. Archerfish. This tropical fish earned its peculiar name from its incredible ability to shoot streams of water up to 5 feet to knock insects and spiders into the water. Using only water sucked through its gills, the archerfish can hit a bug on the first shot nearly every time. They patiently lurk under mangrove leaves or other vegetation, waiting for an unsuspecting insect to land above. Then suddenly, they'll squirt out a high-powered jet of water, knocking the hapless bug into the water where they can gobble it up. But that's not all. The archerfish has excellent eyesight that accounts for the refraction of light at the water's surface. While their eyes are underwater, they can precisely aim at a target above the surface. Their amazing vision and shooting skills make them deadly hunters. To top it off, if the first shot misses, they can shoot up to 6 more times in just 1 gulp of water. These fish put their remarkable physics skills to work in other ways too. If another fish tries to steal their prey once it hits the water, archerfish can launch themselves up to 2.5 times their body length out of the water to snatch an insect mid-air. Found in brackish waters and estuaries from India to Australia, the archerfish grows up to 12 inches long and comes in several species. But they all employ these ingenious and physics-defying hunting methods that allow them to eat well and make them one of the oddest fish around. Number 12. Flying gurnard. Despite its name and wing-like pectoral fins, the flying gurnard cannot actually fly. When threatened, this weird fish spreads its large, brightly colored fins and glides short distances along the water's surface to startle predators. The flying gurnard uses its fleshy fin rays to essentially walk along the seafloor, searching for small crustaceans, mollusks, and fish to eat. It probes the sand and rocks with specially adapted pelvic fins that act like fingers. This unusual method of swimming sets the flying gurnard apart from most other fish species. Some other fascinating facts about this funky fish are that its head is covered in thick armor-like plates and spikes, giving it a prehistoric appearance. It makes croaking and grunting sounds by vibrating muscles against its swim bladder. The flying gurnard possesses camouflage abilities, altering its colors to match its surroundings. Its large bulbous eyes give it excellent vision to spot prey and avoid danger in the ocean depths. Number 11. Flying fish. This peculiar fish has the extraordinary ability to propel itself out of water and glide through the air using its large wing-like pectoral fins. Though unable to actually fly, the flying fish can leap up to 20 feet above the surface and glide 650 feet. The flying fish's streamlined, torpedo-shaped body can reach speeds over 35 miles per hour in the water. Its powerful asymmetric tail provides the thrust needed to break through the ocean's surface and become airborne. Once in the air, the rigid fins function like airplane wings to provide lift. Some species even have additional wing-like pelvic fins for stability. This allows the 4-inch to 18-inch fish to gracefully glide long distances, temporarily escaping predators like tuna and dolphin fish that are confined to the water. Though impressive, the flying fish's flight is not perfect. Their takeoffs from the water are awkward and they lose altitude quickly. And while flying provides an escape from underwater predators, it leaves them vulnerable to aerial predators. But given the flying fish's abundance of enemies in the water, taking to the air likely improves its odds of survival overall. Number 10. Sunfish. The sunfish is one of the weirdest looking fish found in the ocean. With its unique flattened body shape, tiny fins, and large dorsal and anal fins, it looks like it's missing the back half of its body. The largest sunfish ever recorded weighed in at a whopping 6,049 pounds and measured over 10 feet long and 11 feet tall. This behemoth was discovered floating near the Azores Islands in Portugal in December 2021. Sunfish undergo one of the most extreme size transformations in the animal kingdom, growing from less than an ounce as larvae to thousands of pounds as adults. Their bizarre truncated shape is a result of their back fin folding into itself as it grows. Despite their ungainly appearance, sunfish are surprisingly fast swimmers, reaching speeds of 15 miles per hour. Adding to their weirdness is their voracious appetite for jellyfish. Their tiny mouths and beak-like teeth are perfectly adapted to sucking up these squishy invertebrates. A single sunfish needs to consume hundreds of pounds of jellies every week to support their massive bodies. Sunfish also use unusual techniques to get rid of skin parasites, like breaching the surface or laying on their sides to invite birds to pick parasites off their skin. Number 9. Mud skipper. This odd fish walks on land using its front fins and spends more time out of the water than in it, breathing air through its skin and the lining of its mouth and throat. It even climbs trees and digs burrows in the mud using its mouth. The mud skipper's eyes can move independently and blink to keep moist, unlike most fish. To attract females, males put on flashy mating displays, erecting their large dorsal fins and leaping several feet into the air. After mating in a burrow chamber, the male cares for the eggs, continually bringing mouthfuls of air to oxygenate them. At hatching time, he intentionally floods the chamber so the larvae can swim free. Found in tropical regions from Africa to Australia, these acrobatic fish reflect an early transition from water to land. Their ability to move using their front fins, swallow prey by creating a hydrodynamic tongue of water, and adapt to survive extended time on land provide hints to evolution from fish to early walking tetrapods. Though still a fish, the mud skipper exhibits some amazingly unfish-like qualities, making it one of the weirdest fish discoveries, an amphibious oddball still at home in the mud. Number 8. Catfish. With nearly 3,000 species found in freshwater environments worldwide, catfish are an incredibly diverse group of fish. But what makes them weird and fascinating? Certain catfish species, like walking catfish, can actually breathe air and survive on land for short periods, slithering on their fins between pools of water. Some catfish are also able to produce electricity, generating up to 450 volts to stun prey or communicate. The electric catfish of Africa wields this shocking power. Though not great swimmers, catfish have extremely hard-to-kill traits for survival. They have bony plates covering their bodies and sharp, venomous spines on their fins that can inflict painful and dangerous wounds. But perhaps the strangest fact about catfish is that some are actually wood eaters, using their spoon-shaped teeth to rasp away at submerged logs. Scientists have identified around a dozen species that ingest wood, chewing it into tiny fragments. They don't really digest the wood itself, just the algae and microbes living on the wood surface that their amazing sensory abilities allow them to detect. Whether it's breathing air on land, zapping predators with electricity, inflicting venomous stings, or gnawing away on wood, catfish have an array of weird and wonderful adaptations that make them one of the most fascinatingly strange fish to discover. Number 7. Giant oarfish. Growing up to 56 feet long and weighing over 600 pounds, it holds the record for the longest bony fish in the world. What makes the giant oarfish so unusual is its extremely elongated ribbon-like body that resembles a sea serpent. It has a long dorsal fin running its entire length and odd oar-shaped pelvic fins that it flaps to swim, giving it its name. Rarely seen alive, giant oarfish inhabit depths over 3,000 feet in the open ocean. With poor swimming abilities, they're thought to assume a vertical position while searching the depths for food. Their diet consists mainly of tiny krill and plankton sucked into their small, toothless mouths. Besides its bizarre shape, the giant oarfish has been linked to sensing coming earthquakes and tsunamis. In folklore, beachings or sightings of the fish are considered an ominous warning sign. While not scientifically proven, numerous accounts before major quakes, like in Japan in 2011, have fueled this belief. Number 6. Trumpet fish. With its ridiculously elongated tubular snout that ends in a tiny mouth, the trumpet fish looks unlike any other fish. This peculiar snout can expand to create a vacuum that sucks prey into its mouth, allowing the 3-foot-long trumpet fish to swallow fish larger than itself whole. The trumpet fish propels itself through the water using tiny fins located far back on its body, giving it an almost snake-like swimming motion. It often swims vertically while perfectly camouflaged amongst coral reef structures like sea fans, swaying back and forth with the current. When stalking prey, the sneaky trumpet fish can rapidly change color to blend in with its surroundings using specialized skin cells. It may even follow behind larger fish to remain hidden until it can strike. By expanding its highly elastic mouth to the size of its own body, the trumpet fish creates suction that draws in unsuspecting prey. While the trumpet fish may resemble a slimy alien, it fills an important niche in coral reef ecosystems as an ambush predator. Though strange-looking, its specialized adaptations allow it to successfully hunt the small fish and invertebrates it relies on. Number 5. Wolffish. With its long eel-like body, devilish looks, and rows of sharp teeth, this prehistoric-looking creature lurks on the ocean floor waiting to ambush its prey. What really makes the wolffish stand out are its impressive choppers. It has canine-like teeth in the front along with crushing molars in the back, perfect for cracking open hard-shelled animals like crabs, sea urchins, and clams. The wolffish is able to exert an extremely powerful bite thanks to its strong jaw muscles. Adding to its creepy appearance, the wolffish has no scales, just smooth skin with dark vertical stripes running along its body. It propels itself slowly through the water by waving its long body from side to side. The wolffish inhabits both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, living at depths of around 1,000 to 2,000 feet. It sticks close to rocky habitats where it can blend in and hide, waiting for unsuspecting prey to pass by. While the wolffish may look like something out of a horror movie, it generally minds its own business unless threatened. However, one fisherman in Japan caught a giant 6-foot-long specimen weighing over 200 pounds, 5 times the normal size. This Godzilla wolffish caused quite a stir on social media, with some claiming it must be a mutant caused by radioactive fallout from the Fukushima nuclear disaster. Scientists believe it was likely just an extremely old fish, not a radiation mutant. Number 4. Pufferfish. Puffers utilize an inflating defense to deter predators when threatened by gulping water or air into their highly elastic stomachs and becoming too awkwardly large and spiny to swallow. Though slow-moving and clumsy swimmers, puffers can execute quick evasive bursts or inflate suddenly if ambushed. But their blow-up act isn't their only deterrent. Pufferfish also contain tetrodotoxin, a deadly neurotoxin concentrated in their organs and skin. The toxin is so potent that one pufferfish holds enough to kill 30 people, and there's no known antidote. Yet, despite this extreme toxicity, pufferfish meat is considered a delicacy in Japan called fugu, and some species are deemed safe for consumption when specially prepared. They range dramatically in size from the tiny 1-inch dwarf puffer to the giant freshwater puffer reaching over 2 feet long. Their appearance can be just as varied, from cryptically patterned to wildly colorful, and their skins covered in prickly spines instead of scales. All puffers possess a distinctive beak formed from 4 fused teeth adept at cracking hard-shelled prey like crustaceans and shellfish. Adding to their peculiar nature, puffers have excellent eyesight and can move their eyes independently. They're even among the only bony fish able to close their eyes. Number 3. The sarcastic fringehead. What makes this fish so weird is its enormous mouth in relation to its body size. The fringehead gets its name from the frilly, fleshy flaps above its eyes, but it's the mouth that's really shocking. When threatened, the fringehead can open its mouth up to 4 times its regular size, wider than the length of its own head. It reveals a fierce double row of sharp teeth and intimidating blue and yellow colors inside. This is accompanied by aggressive head shaking and gill flaring. The fringehead uses this extraordinary mouth display to battle other fringeheads for prime real estate, abandoned shells, tubes, and crevices on the seafloor that they use for shelter. The females even select mates based on their home quality. The males fight by facing off and literally attacking each other mouth to mouth, pressing their gaping jaws together to determine who has the biggest mouth and strongest bite. Adding to its weirdness, the sarcastic fringehead has been observed inhabiting all kinds of human trash on the ocean floor, from glass bottles to plastic tubes. They don't seem picky about their shelter as long as it's a tight fit. Number 2. Sawfish. With an elongated flat snout lined with sharp tooth-like denticles, the sawfish truly earns its name. Growing up to 25 feet in length and weighing over 1,300 pounds, these gentle giants use their signature saws to stun and dismember prey. Though they resemble sharks, sawfish are actually rays, with their mouths and gills located on their undersides. Sawfish saws are covered in thousands of electrosensory pores, allowing them to detect even the most subtle movements of potential prey. By sweeping their saws from side to side, sawfish can incapacitate schooling fish and dig up crustaceans buried in the seafloor. Sawfish have also been observed pinning prey to the ocean floor with their saws before swallowing them whole. Their saws are so effective for hunting that sawfish can thrive even in murky waters where eyesight is useless. While the sawfish's blade-like snout is excellent for catching dinner, it also makes them extremely vulnerable to entanglement in fishing gear. Tragically, their saws that were honed over millions of years to perfection have become their Achilles heel in the modern world. As one conservationist put it, their saws get them into trouble and then they can't get out. Sawfish once swam in warm coastal waters around the world, but decades of overfishing and habitat destruction have left worldwide populations on the brink of extinction. Of all the quirky evolutionary adaptations in the ocean, the sawfish's iconic snout may also cause its downfall. With cooperative conservation efforts, however, there is hope that future generations will continue to be amazed by these mythical-looking creatures of the deep. Number 1. Parrotfish. This vibrantly colored fish found in coral reefs has not one but 2 exceedingly strange habits. First, it actually eats rocks. Using its parrot-like beak, the parrotfish rasps algae off of coral and rocks. Its teeth are incredibly strong, even harder than iron. The parrotfish grinds up the coral and rocks with teeth located in its throat, digests the edible bits, then excretes the rest as sand. Each parrotfish can produce over 1,000 pounds of sand per year. Without the parrotfish constantly pooping out sand, there would be no sandy beaches in the tropics. The parrotfish's second bizarre habit is the way it sleeps at night. It secretes mucus from its mouth that envelops its entire body, creating a cocoon. This mucus cocoon hides the parrotfish's scent from predators and may also warn the parrotfish if a predator disturbs it. Some species can even change color temporarily to mimic other species and avoid predation. The humphead parrotfish adds to the weirdness. It's the largest parrotfish, growing up to 4 feet long and weighing up to 165 pounds. Its forehead bulges out as it matures, giving it a very unfish-like appearance. The humphead has the strongest bite force of any parrotfish. In addition to their odd looks and habits, parrotfish are sequential hermaphrodites. They start life as females and later transform into vividly colored males. The initial phase is drab, while the terminal phase is brightly colored. With its crushing teeth camouflaging mucus cocoon, gender-bending reproduction, and sand-making digestion, the parrotfish exhibits some of the oddest traits in the ocean. Its vital ecological roles show nature's inventiveness in creating such a peculiar fish. Parrotfish's form and function not only make it count among the weirdest fish, but also one of the most wondrous. By the way, did you know this pigeon sold for $1.9 million? You might not believe me, but I promise you it's true. If you want to see the most expensive animals in the world, check out this video: 15 most expensive animals ever sold.